Okay, so hidden terrorist camps in the backcountry inside the United States. Let's talk about it. I really don't know how to make this video, so just bear with me. I'm going to try to convey this information to you the best that I can. So if I don't do it in a clear way, just forgive me. I'm trying to not include some kind of semi-sensitive information that I don't think a lot of people want to get out right now, and it was forwarded to me, and so I'm going to do my best to convey it to you guys because I care about people's safety. I dedicated my entire adult life and career to people's safety, and so I really think I wouldn't be doing my due diligence on this channel if I didn't talk about this. If you guys are new here and you haven't seen this video before, I do, emergency preparedness videos, backpacking, bushcraft, camping, overlanding, expeditionary type stuff. It's what we do on the channel. But this kind of blends over into my world. I try to stay out of the political spectrum the best I can. So over the past 2 days, I've been having some conversations with some close friends and acquaintances I have. As far as the recent updates on a lot of the terrorist activity and the fact that the cartel is now designated as a terrorist organization. And if you've seen the news a couple days ago, before making this video, there was an individual hiking that was shot down in California on the southern border by some cartel members. And there's been some other stuff that was forwarded to me that I want to kind of convey to you guys. I'm not trying to be an alarmist here, but if you look back 2018, 2021, I do believe, and some other times, there was some documented cases of terrorist training camps in the Southwest desert and also in some of the areas in the Southern Rockies, in the BLM land and the backcountry. There is another suspicion going around that there are some more camps that have not been rooted out. Now, as somebody that spends a lot of time backpacking, especially in the spring and summer in the Rocky Mountains, in some very desolate, hard to get to places, I found this a little, disturbing, especially because I spend so much time out there. There was a study done, and you can look this up. I don't want to get flagged, so I'm not going to put exactly where it's from, but you can look it up. There was some studies done investigating the presence of hidden camps used by these bad actors in some different areas. I think with the latest stuff going on in the news, I think you're probably going to see a lot more of that happening. I think this is going to be a very dangerous year for unsuspected people going out in the backcountry and backpacking, or just, overlanding, off-roading. And if you're going into some really remote areas, I think it would be prudent to exercise caution when doing that this summer, especially what's going on. We don't really know exactly what's going to happen, but I do think it would be worth exercising some caution. Now, I'm not going to get on here and go into some crazy, tips on what to do. I'm by no means a counterterrorism expert, but I am somebody that has spent a lot of time in the backcountry, and I'm not going to say when, where, and how, but I have come across some, questionable activities in the backcountry and went on my own merry way, right? And this was probably like 8 or 9 years ago. We'll leave it at that. As always, I recommend using discretion. I would say most of the areas around heavily trafficked areas that are visited by tourism and stuff, I don't think inside national parks, I don't think you would have to worry about that because there's such a presence of rangers and stuff like that. Now, the outer edges, depend on what parks you're at, I would be a little concerned about. I would be very concerned about National Forest Service land and BLM land, southern Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, Southern California, Texas. I'd be really concerned about the areas around Big Bend National Park and that section of the world. Now, this is a documented thing, and there has been a correlation, and you can look this up, with cartel members and foreign overseas terrorist organizations cooperating, working together, getting supplies. There is a documented precedent for them to have illegal bases and training facilities out in the desert, out in the BLM land. Look it up. It's actually happened in the past. And I think if they start getting a lot of pressure and they're going to start getting worried about stuff going on in larger cities, that's going to, people, humans, whatever, organizations are a creature of habit, and they're going to resort back to what they think has worked for them in the past in different areas. So I would seriously exercise caution before going out in anywhere in the Southwest, out in these rural, deserted areas. You know, even in the Northern Rockies, I would be a little concerned about the Northern Rockies in certain areas. You never know. It does pose a lot better way to hide due to the tree cover and canopy on that. But alas, make sure people know where you're going. I'm a very large proponent of people, being prepared going out anyways. And some good rule of thumbs: make sure you have protection. Make sure you have communications, whether it be a Garmin inReach that ties into your phone, whether it be a ham radio, satellite phone. Have some kind of communication to where you have contact with the outside source, and you can get emergency communication. I mean, look, it doesn't have to be terrorists. It doesn't have to be cartel. Try not to go alone. I break that rule all the time. I'm the worst offender of going up in the mountains in the backcountry by myself. I'm horrible at it. My wife hates me for it. But alas, here we are. But look at the guy that was murdered, with the dude murdered him with his own axe up in Montana last fall. It doesn't have to be them. It can be a psychopath. Exercise caution. Use discretion. If you see something, I hate to say it, see something, say something, right? And if don't engage with questionable individuals, especially if you're out there by yourself or there's way more than you. Don't engage with those individuals. Ignore them. I don't really worry about this situation coming up hunting season. I think especially in the Western U.S., I think the hunters, the big game hunters, a lot of those guys, I think they can take care of themselves, if you know what I mean. I would be more concerned about your suburban inner city people that like to go out and go backpacking, your people that shop at REI, right? I think those are the people that I could see really succumbing to some kind of predatory activity by individuals out in the national forest and out in the public lands. So I guess the most of this video, I just want to make something and bring awareness to it. Know what you're doing, know where you're going, go in groups. Be careful down in that area, especially as the spring thaw starts up and people can get out. Be more cautious especially when Forest Service roads and stuff start to thaw out and the mud dries up and there's easy vehicle access into these areas. That's when you're going to start seeing these bad actors going up in there and probably hiding to evade law enforcement, hiding to that. Now, in today's day and age with helicopters and drones, it is making it harder for large groups of people to conduct illegal activities back in the mountains. But, I mean, okay, look at it. 2018 was not that long ago. And it happened. It's been documented. I am hearing some chatter on some other areas that are being investigated currently for some of this activity. And this comes from individuals that are, law enforcement and stuff like that, former law enforcement that still have connections that, I'm good friends with because I used to be in that world myself with, emergency departments and all that jazz and, wilderness search and rescue. So just be careful, be alert, stay safe out there, and I guess we'll see you on the next video. Stay safe.